Thank you, Andre. So, as Andre mentioned, I am JL Brack. I am the production director for World of Warcraft. This is my very first time in Brazil, but I would have been here much sooner if I'd have known you had Baja Queso. It's a fantastic treat. So, World of Warcraft. What is the World of Warcraft? Well, World of Warcraft is an online role-playing game, massively multiplayer online role-playing game. What does that mean? So when we think about multiplayer games, we think about games that have a certain number of people that you're playing with. Maybe you're playing Diablo or StarCraft, and you've got 8 people, or maybe even up to 16 people that you're playing with. World of Warcraft has hundreds of thousands of players playing the game all at the same time, 24/7, 365 days a year. And so it's this type of experience that really has a huge online kind of community, and really an online experience for everyone to enjoy. So there's a huge kind of fantasy story that goes along with World of Warcraft. With an RPG, everyone kind of assumes a various role, or a role that you'll take on. There's all different kinds of races and classes, but fundamentally the world is divided into the Horde and the Alliance. Who here is familiar with the Alliance? All right, that's good, that's good, that's good. Okay, who here is familiar with the Horde? Well done, Brazil, well done. So one of the races that you can become as part of the Horde is a Blood Elf. Blood Elf is an elvish race, obviously. They're magically addicted elves that have had the destruction of their homeland. So when you start playing the Blood Elf, the first order of business is to kind of get through that magical addiction, understand the destruction of your homeland, and figure out what the path for your adventure is going to take. On the Alliance side, you can also become a Worgen. The idea behind the Worgen was to kind of create the first shape-changing race. So you'll actually start out as a human when you play the Worgen, and at some point through your adventure, you'll actually be affected by the Worgen curse, which will allow you to actually transform into this beastly wolf person. So I want to talk a little bit about what it means to be a player of World of Warcraft. So this is actually something that I don't think that we've ever shown at any kind of other press event. So this is a little Brazilian exclusive here. This is actually a heat map for all the players of World of Warcraft that we took yesterday. So everyone that is playing, we kind of know about where they're playing from, and we put a dot on the map. And so where you see lots of dots, that's where you see lots of people who are playing the game. And if you notice, there's a huge concentration of dots around the Rio area and around the Sao Paulo area, and that's sort of what's brought us here today, is by looking at this map. So World of Warcraft has had a pretty large cultural impact, certainly much larger than anything that we expected. It's been referenced in films, it's been referenced in a lot of different TV shows, and it's had a lot of different kind of influences as it's kind of progressed. I want to show you kind of 2 clips from a South Park episode and then a show called The Big Bang Theory.
You've been on your computer all weekend. Shouldn't you go out and socialize with your friends?
I am socializing, Artard. I'm logged on to an MMORPG with people from all over the world and getting XP with my party using TeamSpeak.
I'm not an Artard.
Hey.
Hey, Penny, we're kind of in the middle of a crisis here.
Oh, I know. Bernadette told me. I'm sorry, Sheldon. I know that game meant a lot to you.
But that game?
Excuse me, Penny, but Doodle Jump is a game. Angry Birds is a game. World of Warcraft is a massively multiplayer online role-playing... But technically, it's a game.
So we were really excited to get approached by the creators of South Park, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, and they said they wanted to do an episode that kind of focused on people playing online games and playing World of Warcraft in particular. And so we spent about 10 weeks working with those guys and the entire team for South Park to actually help them make the shots that they needed to make the episode. So we sent about 10 of our guys out who were some animators and some artists and some production folks to help them. Usually they spend between 1 and 2 weeks working on an episode, and they spent 10 weeks on this one. But it all paid off for them. They actually ended up winning an Emmy. So it's one of the favorite episodes of South Park. So World of Warcraft currently has more than 11 million players worldwide. To kind of put some perspective on that, Cuba, the country of Cuba, has about 11 million people. Rio de Janeiro has about a little over 6 million inhabitants. And Sao Paulo has about 11.3 million people. So World of Warcraft, the number of people who play World of Warcraft is about the same size as Sao Paulo. Now, those figures, they come from the place where facts are 100% reliable, the internet. So 100%, we can go with that. So World of Warcraft came out in 2004 in North America. And since then, we've launched 3 #1 best-selling expansions. We launched the Burning Crusade, we launched Wrath of the Lich King, and we most recently launched Cataclysm. And each of these expansions became the fastest-selling PC game of all time. So, you know, Cataclysm is currently the fastest-selling PC game of all time, and eclipsing the second fastest-selling PC game of all time, Wrath of the Lich King, and so on. So we're really happy with the success of the game. So we've localized World of Warcraft into a lot of different languages over the years. And you know, we've launched in various different territories. As time has gone on, we've launched various patches. The game has continued to get significantly larger as time has gone on. So it's become a significant endeavor to do all of the localization and the culturalization that we need to do. And in fact, one of the things that we pride ourselves on at Blizzard is that we are constantly trying to make things better. We're constantly trying to improve and iterate and always do a better job. But what brings us here today is to actually talk about the next language that we are releasing World of Warcraft in. And coming this year, we're going to release World of Warcraft in Brazil packages. Many of you are saying, what took you so long? And it's not an unreasonable question. But yeah, we're super excited. So a couple localization facts to kind of talk about what the scope of this is. So it took us more than 200 hours in the recording booth to actually translate all and record all the various dialogue. We have over 300 maps for players to explore and players to experience. There are over 17,000 individual audio files recorded and over 4 million words translated. So to kind of put that in perspective, the Lord of the Rings books, there's 3 books in them, and the 3 of those books are 500,000 words, so about 500,000 words. If you think about the Harry Potter books, there are 7 books in the Harry Potter series, just over 1 million words, comprising all 7 of those volumes. So that sort of gives you an idea of kind of the scope of effort that goes behind us kind of trying to make this happen. Again, those facts courtesy of the internet, very reliable. So we do want to do a complete localization, and as a result, we used kind of top professionals who are very familiar to you and very well known within the Brazilian community. We wanted to get some of the top voice actors. We want to spend a lot of time making sure that we did it right. We spent a lot of time trying to make sure that we translated the humor that is kind of a signature part of World of Warcraft from English into Brazilian Portuguese. So as part of that, the next thing I want to do is show you a movie. I want to show you the Burning Crusade intro. So we started with the classic intro. We'll now show you the Burning Crusade intro.